Bona 28 mawuqhubeka update le profile.
That's 2 years ago. I've been busy.
Yeah.
Like there's lots more
Yeah.
in that profile.
Sanibonani ekhaya, igama lami MK and welcome to another episode of Leadership Insight. Namhlanje ngivaya no Mr. JABULANE Hope THABETHE. He's an events coordinator, a publicist, inspirational motivation speaker. He's a leadership expert, executive director, community builder, and also entrepreneur. And the profile le ndifundayo, he last updated it 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
So I bet there's actually more esizokhuluma ngako ekungekho
Yes. We edit more. Eh? You cannot write everything. They will think you're overqualified and then not get hired or what. They think you're expensive when you have to give them talks.
Exactly.
So I have more in the expertise of community development and philanthropy. And leadership. I give advice to the well-known leaders. I travel a lot.
Yeah.
So, and also, ninja.
Yeah.
But you're gonna see as
see.
siyaphambili sikhuluma ngakho wonke yabona.
Yeah. Okay. I went through a profile lakho last week when you sent it to me. I felt then ukuthi I think yabona sizokhuluma about izinto ezibhaya and it's going to be ispani. And then again last night I went through a profile kwakhona and then more questions kept on like popping. So I hope rating alendlela nami rating.
Now me, I'm ready. It's been a while, by the way, not doing interviews. I've been out of the limelight.
Okay.
I think it's over 4 years or 5 years.
Yo.
On the work that I've been doing, because people were thinking like you have money. No money con. When you appear on TV that much, I used to have much airtime on TV and radios, but I said they must stop within the team.
Okay.
So just to put them giving Peter right, so then thank you very much for inviting me and nalomutonke commended
Yeah. Okay. So for whoever that's watching from ekhaya, abayazi kuba ngaba sikhuluma nobani. I've just told them igama lakho, but then abayazi kuba ngaba ubani kahle ubuyaphi and what actually made you to being this leader that you are today.
Okay, JABULANE Hope THABETHE, born and raised in the city of Ekurhuleni. That is my municipality Langhlala Corner in the east of Johannesburg, Ekatlehong. Grew up, born here and bred at Ngapkulela between Captain Park, Leondale, and most of my time I was at a permanent house in Katlehong. And I started my schooling dangi SGP member corner at this current stage.
Okay.
So that's also an achievement to go back in Lungsane, and then went to Shabli at my secondary level from 2008 to 2012. And then masuka lapho, and then I started to make decisions. What do I want? I had a choice to go to school that gave me money registration. Me, I chose to venture into business with the money at school. We 3.5. Go to EWC, bang accept there. But so I'm a multi-award winning social entrepreneur in the community development space. I'm in the financial technology space. I'm also in the tech space and also in the sports space. 2010 I had a soccer team, Sure. That due to my dad, I won slash and babam. We must focus the soccer team. And then I just went back into the soccer business last year, December, when we were playing Imakamu festive games at Somhlole Katlehong with my under 21. Though we out on the first leg, tried other things, and also we into many things that I do. There are a lot of things. I can name them where I'm into the music space, the creative space. I think my profile talks about it. I do research there and share with the expertise, and also manage artists, and do events.
And do events.
Yes.
Earlier you've mentioned when abazali bakho funded you ukuba uyeskela, you chose a business. And there's like so much you have achieved already business. How did you break through industry business? Ube ugogoleze iskela.
No, hey, being consistent and then
Yeah.
you just in life, like there's Mabuza Eswatini. I always travel to Swaziland more now and then because I have some few businesses I handle that side. So Mabuza, there's this guy who owns some lounge, yeah. But I'm not here to promote that.
Okay.
The song I promote is Mabuza Waqola. What's again me? In life you have to take all the risk. Ngeke ubheje intombi ungakayi shade ingakaqomi.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you risk qala ukushela intombi iqome bese ungayibheja. Asho kanjalo in business. What's in business you take all the risk and you don't know what might happen.
Okay.
Futhi into ebalekile ukuthi the business that you do, you must understand the field. Though you're gonna fail, but it needs you to be more consistent in whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Okay. So journey yakho as a whole business is themed by leadership. So what actually drew you into leadership?
You know, I know something. I remember there was a scale.
Sure.
At THABETHE new company, go outside. Yabo now, most I'm a leader, and they say, "Yes, yabon, I'm just cracking a joke."
Okay.
So that I took that thing. I always make a joke when I talk. THABETHE new company, go outside. So in business, the journey of business is not quite easy,
Okay.
and there are hardships. And what made me to be in business is because of level of poverty. Poverty can give two things, either a revolutionarist or a criminal.
Okay.
So I choose to be a revolutionarist in the business that I'm in
Okay.
and venture each and every day. You don't know what might happen. Maybe I might have a solution of what we need someday. So, yeah, cool.
Okay. So you're also involved into civic leadership.
Leadership, yes.
Yes. What does civic leadership mean to you personally, and how
Can you
is
repeat the
your
question?
what does civic leadership mean to you personally?
Oh, civic
Yeah.
leadership. That's qualification.
Yeah.
Yeah, say you need some yearly. Civic
Okay.
leadership. You learn about the different communities. What solutions are you bringing on board? If I'm a course in equips a social entrepreneurship,
Yes.
you just provide solutions on the problems that the communities are having. You see a dumping space, turn it to be a fruitful garden that you're gonna sell and employ more people.
Yeah.
That's what we have.
Okay.
We have a 50 meters that we did to provide solutions for the community. We're still on that journey, and we still we more it consistency now.
Okay.
So civic leadership is like politicians, or how they can run the country. But that's the other side of me also. So civic
part of you.
is part of me. So
Yeah.
civic leadership is about everyday problems and providing solutions.
Providing solutions.
So that's what I have learned. So we found about different case scenarios, and then how other communities are making solutions. Like there was this boy, it was in Malawi, community yakhe isokola ngamanzi, and then they created windmill ngezinto from scrap. But bayenza bathatha amanzi from the hole, and you see solutions after that time. Ukuthi bakwazi amafama wabo sewagenerate more money even on drought season, akwazi ukuthi le windmill ibancede ithatha amanzi on their hole la bathatha khona amanzi. So it's all about providing solutions to the problems that the community have.
Okay.
Not the country, the community.
The community.
Yeah, then we must emphasize it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what was your first big moment in leadership, and how did it change the perspective yako?
The first big moment
Yeah.
on leadership is to talk Mfana over to over. I still have that. That's the best memory. Is to talk over to over, like 3,000 people were in that gathering.
Okay.
Basic Emperor's Palace. I was the youngest inspirational under 30s of South Africa, chosen out of many applicants.
Okay.
To talk about my journey in organization and business and many other things that I do at the age of 23. That was the greatest achievement.
Yes.
And I was like, if I could tell you, as I say, being consistent and dreaming is good, but dreaming without action is something. So, like ngaphupha lento le ngathi I was attending that conference that I told my mentor that following year I'm going to speak there,
Okay.
and I did speak. And then no one believed when I said, last day I was here, I told this guy ukuthi ngizoba ngikhuluma la. So that was my biggest moment on leadership, to share expertise on leadership, and also to go on different corporate companies to share my expertise on leadership. How can we do things? How can we make generational mix to drive the company policies? And the biggest one was in Cape Town at the age of 24. The engicala ngithola like for payment besides the money ngisebenza payment but uphuna i-30 yakho. Like I was like
Sifugile.
At that time I don't hold qualification, but the thing that you fundayo njalo every day, because you take from your experience. You won't go to a company ubatshele ngencwadi. Tell them from your experience. This is how you can change it and mix it with the book. That's what I always say. In life, impilo kakhulu is about 80% is theory and 20% is a book.
Okay.
So that's what people need to learn. That's my biggest experience. I mean, that's experience I'm mixing encwadi most of the time.
Most of the times,
Yeah,
okay.
because we need to balance in life.
Okay. Talking about balance, how did you then balance responsibilities wakho we-activism kunye ne-events management studies?
That one I'm still studying.
Yeah.
Hey, kunzima ukudala balance. Like now I'm studying bookkeeping. Kunzima ukubalance online.
Why bookkeeping?
A lot of organizations I've seen with me, as I said, 80% you have to learn from yourself.
From yourself, yes.
So bookkeeping is to make sure the books balance, everything's fine. Because by the end of the day, you cannot hire people on something that you can do by yourself.
Yes.
So I said to me, I'm tired of paying accountants, like Mpatala accountant 2,000, with bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Maybe per month, 500. That 500 can do something in my business. So I'm not saying I'm an expertise in everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to learn a skill and add as a service in the business also. Because there are a lot of organizations, especially the NPO side, they don't know how to balance their books. So we have to keep learning and be consistent in that, and offer those services to other ones to generate revenue within our organization.
Yes.
So that's the most important thing also.
Yeah, I wanted to touch base on that because a lot of organizations, more especially here kuma grassroots, they ignore izinto ezifana nama-courses anointo nokwenza nama-bookkeeping nani to make sure uba ama-organizations wabo they run ngendlela egreen. Over the years you've received ama-awards amaningi, including ama-EVAL FM Community Builder Award and News 24.
Matibas of the future.
Yes.
The vow is for the organization.
Yeah.
So I said, no, give it to my organization. Don't give it to me because I don't have a space in my shelf anymore.
Okay. Yes.
From awards. So yeah.
As honors reflecte kanjani mission yakho?
Okay. Mara, the biggest, let me just say, the biggest one out of all them all is South African Man of the Year.
Okay.
I got it 3 years ago.
Tell me about it.
That one is the biggest. I want a to be recognized as the best one, as the best man in the space. So I've shared stage with a lot of people. That time, stage that time in Kolani X low X man Kolani
X Repo.
no to X Repo ban we low Tatama drugs. Na ya Kolani.
Okay.
Yeah, Kolani. So when I've shared the stage now, Sakuluma Yonkinto, that was the biggest moment. And others, there are many people, CEO of big companies. So that was the biggest award.
Yeah.
That reflected my work, like everything I've been doing for that particular 6 years or 7 years or 8 years. How many years? Yeah, it was 7 years.
Okay.
Time just fly fast, and it taught me, Wuti, the most important thing is in life, you get recognition as your work gets more out there.
Okay.
People won't recognize you if usivalele.
If it was one.
And futhi ngekake umuntu ozokupha opportunity uma usihlelele emuva.
Okay.
Keep working. Someone will see you and give you that opportunity. That's what happened to me. And then my work got recognized. There are a lot of people who have helped us in the journey. On this, it's not about one man show most of the time. Yeah.
Yes. So ama awards akumotivate kanjani, especially when you are at a point where you feel like everything is not going ngendlela yakho, and then when you look at lama awards la, and then you be like, ish, I cannot ukuthi drop ngoba, I cannot ukuthi give up, you know. Like abeka liyangibaleka leli gama, liyangibaleka, but then akumotivate kanjani wona lama awards la?
Yeah, one from the first one, leadership. South African upcoming leader. That was before starting organization. It shows that you're coming well.
Okay.
That's the first one, motivation.
Okay.
You're coming, you're on the right path. It goes to, what was the second one? And you're called, because like I think I have 8 or 9 of them.
Okay.
Look, I landed, but the biggest one was the Nakona, the 100 Shining Stars of JABULANE in 2018. 19. Nakona, it shows you the cities recognizing the work that you do, and I was not nominated. I was nominated.
Okay.
That is another thing. And then it came again last year, or last year. The youth, the mayor, the current mayor, Uchagaza, gave me an award, the youth desk, which is still recognizing in the best civic leadership, or I've forgotten organization, or civic person or organization. I've forgotten the award on the Evelyn Youth Awards, which were happening in Albertine, which was the best also. So they motivate you. Carry on the work. Sometimes they don't come with money, but that recognition is showing good as in you on the right path, and they inspire a lot of people. And if you give up, so
Yeah.
abantu bazothi kwenzakala. I'm giving someone a hope. The more I win awards, example, the hope is there.
Okay.
And also, the more, let me not say specifically awards, the more achieve in Pilweni, you see what as in, this is one of the greatest. I've been waiting for this moment.
Okay.
It wants you to push to the higher level, so that maso phezulu step is yakwazi ukunyuka very easy, because you understand the process.
Yeah.
So those are the things kakhulu ezingimotivateayo to keep me going, because every day I always tell myself, no matter looking at last year when I got my music classes, I attended music classes, I would take it as an award, because I attended for like a whole month to learn about the music business. It showed that you're in the right path. Out of many people, you got selected. Go on, with the knowledge that you gain, go take it out there. So it motivates me to share even knowledge about the journey I've taken. So awards is not about me only, but other people to benefit also.
As well. Okay.
Because we have to motivate each other. Song.
Yeah. You ran a campaign here, hashtag 40 days without shoes. What was the message obewuyidlulisa ngayo leya campaign leya?
You know, I want that one is very emotional.
Yeah.
Very emotional. You see, 40 days without shoes, it made this foundation to be born.
Okay.
Hope for Africa Foundation.
Yes.
It was months prior before my mom got sick and died later that year.
Okay.
And she was the one that motivated me. Wangifundisa ukuthi umuntu ngabantu. Don't let others die while you're still around.
Okay.
So 40 days without shoes. I used to walk barefoot without my shoes. Walking day in, out, 40 days, going to boardrooms, my business deals, having my plat card here, walking barefoot. Ngicathuza isikole for abantwana. There are kids, without shoes, they lose their confidence. There are kids, akanandaba ne-shirtless girl into ayifunayo ufuna ukufana nabanye abantwana ezansi. I've seen kids crying.
Yeah.
Kids, I've traveled South Africa, Botswana, Kenya, Lesotho ngidonate icathulo zesikole. I've seen kids crying. Umzali azobonga guca khala. That campaign is very emotional. I still want to bring it back and to work on it, but we're still reshaping it as a team. That campaign, it helped more than 12,700 and something lab. That must calculate that amount. 180 if you times it with
12,775.
yes. No, that amount is up. I think 800 or 900 now.
Okay.
Yeah, but the shoes are worth 2 point something million rands. So it shows the impact that you have started. That's where the organization started, where leadership started, everything. I was still young, doesn't understand anything. I'm a politician, I want to started to go on TV, starting to go more active to be an activist for the kids.
Yeah.
Because the impact we did, there's a picture, that's our first one. There's 2 Eastern Cape, like there's a lot the campaign did. It's not nice to walk 40 days without shoes. If Jesus starved himself for 40 days, why not starve yourself with the food? 40 days. And then I did 80 days now corner without shoes from autumn to spring. 80 days every day consistent.
Yes. What actually kept you going very during this winter? Because I was going to give up for the campaign Lena and also for the initiative with Khalil.
So what didn't make me give up? Thinking about the kids, there's a kid who needs school shoe. As currently, if I would tell you, like 2 weeks ago, there were some neighbors were knocking for a school shoe for a kid. I told them I don't have shoes. I'm no longer into that, but because people demand it, it's the people who also make you not to give up on something like that. People were very encouragers. Like, motivate. And it's the people that kept me going during that time. My friends would walk like 2 days, 3 days, they're done. And also, let me thank Kubani, Given Muhlari. Given is one of the best guys. I still respect that one. Given Chief Matsila, those are the people, Bangtata, from nowhere, during COVID, sayo donatela abantwana eLimpopo icathulo zungango 500, 600 in 3 school in Zanin during winter season, and they walked barefoot in solidarity of this. Given the giver took initiative to work 40 days with me on that thing. He's a well-known business person, I still respect the guy. So, like the campaign, I would say it impacted much. You want to impact that directly and indirectly. And there are a lot of people, Mr. Van Zayli, there are a lot of people, if I would thank, the list is long. Of the people that made us to reach that 2 million, in-kind donations, coming to school shoe, for ingane. Abo Chrisani Crossing, Abo Refilo, Vanessa. I will still have that great relationship now, the sister. Baning. I want to love it, keep us motivated and going. Jabu, what do you have? No, we have like 5 pairs of school shoes. Come to get them and give it to kids. Sometimes it's not about money. It's about impacting the lives of the kids.
Young touch and I'm campaign because it reminds me of my primary moments, days in Sase Eastern Cape. We would walk an hour with this figure scale. Ekseni, and then we would walk an hour ukubuyela endlini. And bengasi one that was from a family that's disadvantaged. Bisibaningi, and we would walk barefoot wonke ama-seasons sizohamba ngeenyawo siyofika esikolweni. But throughout yonke le nto leyo uNkulunkulu bekasiprotector and nabantu abadala basekhaya bebasiprotector because besiphasa esikolweni. Ama-grades wethu were never an issue. The only issue was ukuthi nje sibuya kuma-families at disadvantage and stuff. So the campaign, mangibona ngayo ukuthi you've done a campaign, so I got really motivated into whenever ufuna ukuyenza i-campaign kanjena, I would like for MK ukuthi be involved kuyo because I know the struggle. I know the struggle. I didn't read it somewhere and then ngibuye ngithi I know what you're talking about. No. I know it because now I went eskela ngihamba ngeenyawo.
Yeah, hey, it's not nice.
Yeah, it's really not
nice. It's not nice. So in the future, if corporates want to jump in, jump in. Because hey, one thing I would tell you, community development is part of me, and I will never leave it.
Yeah.
Even though in the foundation is my last year, I will still be behind the scenes and driving it because it's the baby that I started.
Okay.
Being in the board, not to dictate, Mara, being that leader, giving advice. It's like a country now. You're no longer a president. You must leave it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fun. Like it is why we ended up saying Hope for Africa Foundation. That now you understand why it's Hope for Africa Foundation.
Hope for Africa. Yes,
because this name came after 3 days after my mom passed away. I was supposed to walk to Devon. I think profile every year for the past 9 years. I've been walking to Devon for 15 days from Katle home to Devon, raising school shoes.
Yes.
And no one believed. First day, if you can go now to our Hope for Africa Foundation, I think last time we posted a video just to share with the people when TikTok was unfashionable, guys.
Mm-hmm. I think there was a time where even on TV, I think there was a gentleman by Eastern Cape. I think it was Eastern Cape or KZN ngenyawo. Akusiwe loyo.
That was me.
What?
Yes. So I have those videos. Morning live. Yeah, so we've been doing this year we're doing Devon. It's Devon to Jobeck. It's about Devon to Jobeck, right? Yeah, Devon to Jobeck.
Okay.
We're still looking for partners. It's my last walk, by the way. I'm taking Mhlala Pants in the community development space, in the active scene. I'm going behind.
Okay.
I want to focus on other things. As I travel a lot, you ended up lacking, and then funders babuye bakale, you no longer that Jabu, one.
Yeah.
So, nakhona the journey to Devon it taught us a lesson, a huge lesson. Never give up. Khona la shaya imvula ngicabanga ngiya for the first time like ngishaya inyaweni zethu.
Yeah.
That was the first year. Shaya imvula nabo Thabang nabo Zanele no Nomsa. Like Devon was not easy the first year. Second year was not. That each and every year, even a challenge wayo.
Yeah.
We got a partner, a solid partner, which was European Union in South Africa, the delegation in South Africa, the Foundation for Human Rights, which was the delegation for this year, for the last year's walk, for 2023. They sponsored and made sure we had a car. Tofa accommodation is very, very, very important. Okay. So we had those things, and it was very nice. For the first time, it wasn't high. We were fun. But the walk to Devon is not nice, and it's just to make sure we're raising awareness of gender-based violence. But the most important thing is to make sure kids have that pair of school shoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You are also involved kwizinto ezifana ne-marketing, music research, kunye nama-creative industries kanjena. Do you think ukuba ngaba i-art inayo i-power yokuchinja i-community?
It has. This is an art.
Yeah.
This is an art. That what you're doing is an art.
Okay.
It's an art because you're going to edit. Editing is something nakhona ngayifundela, but I was like young that time. I understand. I was just known as a kid for 10 days and I attended. Okay, I was bored during COVID. Let me do it. But it's art what you're doing.
Yeah.
And art can make a person to live. Like one thing I always tell my artist, I was telling my artist with dedication, this other thing. It's, you know, one song can change your entire career. Like, boom. Ingakutholela indlu, ingakutholela yonke into oyifuna empilweni. You just have to take yourself serious. Because if you take yourself serious, your art, it can buy you a house. Look at Casper Jovest. Look at Ed Tyler. Look at my Uncle Waffles. Look at Zumzegelo Questa, what like us. Look at Abu Kruna, what like us. They are living through music. You only need one song to make sure that you make. Like in Swatini, I won't disclose who I signed the Swatini, but I know I disclose. I'm signing one of the best artists, the Swatini. My partner she told me that I hope this one doesn't disappoint us like the previous artist.
Okay.
Now, I always tell the artist, you know, but they're always negative. I'm an artist. As a marketer and a researcher, you know what artists in that particular country. You tell them about endorsements.
Okay.
We go to, example, you go to this company, they sell, pay commercially one, it last late. If you know you want a share of 50 cents, it's by 1 rand. You want a share of 10 cents, that's 10%.
Because
Kunobusobam.
Okay.
Lifetime deal. Ilegazol. I want to buy last. And imagine if you get you a lifetime deal with one of the biggest companies in your country, example, like Weyang Zesh, and then tell them what is going to have your face, a company, we want revenue. That's how, just as the art, sports and arts and cultures are mixed. Michael Jordan is how he got his deal with Jordan.
Okay.
Michael Jordan is still why making money. Someday music won't make you. What I always tell them artists, someday, now you can see podcast every day, podcasting.
Yeah,
You
I want
to
to
nurture,
go behind the scenes now.
yeah, you must nurture a talent.
Yes.
That is
yes.
gonna bring in money.
Exactly.
So our artists, I feel like cool. I won't lie to you, and it's still going to. A lot of them are failing to do it. I mean, I know now. Why am I about 300,000 followers, 400,000 followers? I always tell them, make those followers to be your revenue. When how go and think and how. One is doing, Utami is doing quite well. Utami Love is an artist now.
Okay.
He's doing what I told him to do. He's making money. I'm jealous. If they book you now, never settle for less. Charge umuntu if akabuya futhi uzabook.
Yeah.
You must make revenue through that following yakho. The boy is getting bookings. He's flying down now. He's having gigs after gigs. The boy soon will be driving. He's busy with his license.
Yes.
Because I advise him to have more revenues. Now, corner foot artists, one thing they feel, they don't think about the future, they think now. That's what I'll make an example. Case scenario, the artist Len Kulmengalo, that's a Swatini. The example, another artist, this thing I mentioned,
Sure.
an artist, you cannot get 10,000 and then don't save 10% of it. Music only make you live forever, what I said earlier on. But make sure that you generate, with that 10%, you generate other revenue streams that are going to guide you and feed your family in the near future.
Okay.
Yeah, JABULANE I see, or your Hope for Africa Foundation example. If I'm singing and making sure I'm bringing man, there will time it will be dry season. What you doing with that?
Yeah.
Businesses, market your business, make sure that you have other income revenues. Because the research artist when we do research, it's all about living, umnandi, yonke lento le, and then die poor.
Hey,
So-
and I'm artist buy, especially here in South Africa.
In South Africa.
Are poor, especially with acting industry. Nyawubona music, yes, music uyazama. Acting industry.
No, in
I
music
will
also
fit.
others die poor. Acting is understandable.
Yeah.
They go months without gigs. Music is
It's
consistently.
consistent, yeah.
I mean, I know go to Human. May his soul rest in peace. Plastics Hotma Hubuse. Still get gigs to up to today. That old man Mamfuna Mtoli.
Yeah.
Unama gig is either South Africa or overseas. Unama brand associations. That's how artists needs to be done. Get proper management. Those affiliates and association on it. insurance, none. They shoot you, you benefit.
I was thinking, namajita fana na these gentlemen ezi-acte ama-stories afana nabo Mzwezi Nsizwa nanani kule industry acting. I think bathola ama-lawyers abhetayo because now and again i-SABC 1 ihambe ibuyise la mashola aphinda dlala and iyenza imali and those people beba-acta laphayana they're not getting anything out of ukubuya kwala mashola wa. It's because of lama contracts abebawasayinile, which then comes back to you nale research oyenzayo yama artists nanyani kunye ne-industry yabona. It needs abantu aba well informed and well equipped kanje ngani.
Yeah, and I think futhi another person who I'm invited for that that one is in arts.
Yeah.
Understands umama wakhe is a late Khone Sichume, a friend of mine, a good friend uNongelo Sichume.
Okay.
Nosiswakho, yeah, Nongelo.
Okay.
Nongelo is a good friend of mine. Nosiswakho una late Mabuza. Nongelo is the best activist in the space, and lo ngatshela wonke all kinds. Yabona. I think we need to get him also here.
Yeah.
And I think I'm saying is so I'll try to tell him to come and share expertise of arts.
Of arts, yeah.
The arts in business. You can tell him music and film.
Yes.
I don't.
And why actually artists amaningi they never make it into the big leagues.
Hey, there's a lot. There's a lot. That's why I don't want to touch it, please.
Yeah.
If I could tell you, I have a lot of legal disputes. Legal disputes in my table.
In your table.
Which are essentially news.
Yeah.
News. But it's not threats. The industry. So I don't want to trend of something, but I respect highly a lot of people in the industry. Abo Masek, Abo Stanley, Abo Zamani Demande, Abo Spempede. Spempede is the guy who gave me the greatest platform in music in business to talk about events, sharing with the big leagues, bruh. Into other guys like big about chicks, abayenza bushfire lapha. Like Izbuya. That was the best music conference I've been to in Durban 2019. Yeah. But yeah, hey, kuningi man. I want in the music business, you just who's the other side.
Yeah, ngiyabona. Ngiyabona ukuthi impress somewhere. No. You've actually worked nabantu abasha isikhathi esibhaya career yakho. How do you see i-role yabantu abasha shaping i-future ye-Africa? Especially with everything that's happening today.
Can I just talk about politics? Kancane.
Okay, no, let's dive in.
Kancane. I'm a political activist.
Yeah.
I'm the secretary of the ANC Youth League in my branch.
Okay.
One thing I'll tell you.
From most which young, ward?
Ward 63,
okay.
JABULANE.
Okay.
Yeah, most young people are sellouts. There's no unity that is going to come in Africa if you don't unite as young people.
As young people.
Now I'm talking the political activist side.
Okay.
But in community, we can say agreeing to. It's about 10, but that's over C2. There's still a long way to go to shape our beautiful continent. Long and mad, young people don't want to start businesses. Most of them.
At all.
Me, I have, as I said earlier on, I have a 50-meter garden. I said, guys, that's a space jalan. No one came. Mama ngathi manje sami sofaka in line la Pick n Pay manje bafuna ama CV line can just yojika jo it can be 100 meters just ukufaka ama CV kube chaos.
And abantu ababhaya they looking for employment instead of a business, not knowing ukuthi business yiyo eza nemali yondlula employment.
So there's always this picture, job starts a business. Qola ngale kuma jobs, few people start a business.
Yeah.
So it's not easy going business, but people don't. Not but current issue. Yes, sonke asiphiwanga, but start ubone ukuthi ufeyila kuphi. You'll discover my inspiration is my bigger sister Unil.
Yeah.
And once siswami qala business ukuthengisa ama kipkipu, sahlala sonke place in ku 2 room. Went to sell amakot after matric, my sister and I failed a little business. My sister now is the best in the deco and catering business. She does deco. And she's an inspiration. She never gave up. She went and studied to a totally passionate. Sometimes it's what manje, my podcast and what if your passion is to develop? apps, then you make more money on it.
Yeah, boy.
Along the way, you just have to discover that
Yeah,
inspiration.
yeah,
Ubone loophole. I mean, I never loved tech when I was growing up, but I started loving tech during COVID.
Ne. Okay.
Yeah, that's when I started to go in more, dive in more. Yeah.
Okay. So, what advice would you give to a young person who wants to make impact but feels ukubanga abanawo ama resources?
Start. Use what you have.
Ne.
Simple.
Yeah.
Clear. I won't rush. Explain intend. Start. Use what you have and move forward.
I remember I worked as email room clerk at at NBC. Parktown. It's front opposite Road Accident Fund. I worked there for like 1 year, 5 months. And then makupeli contract yami la. The last salary angahamba ngothenga ngayo this camera, and I was like le way yokuqashwa le lokushouta ngama managers ekuseni nani, it's not me. I bought le camera, and then ngaphina ngaze ngabona ukuthi enyabhayiziseka because sibangaka singama photographers and stuff. I went ngawuhustle isipani ngakhona, and then ngaspana eJozi ePoisons for a year. Nada ngabona ukuthi hayi man, I don't think ngiyakhona ukusubmita komunye umuntu. Yeah, and mina whenever unga ispani, I always look ukuthi okay, singakanani lespani, sizongibenefita kanjani mina, sizoyibenefita kanjani company, sizoba benefita kanjani abasebenzi. So I got to a point where sengicalculate imali eyenziwa icompany monthly, and ngizicabangela ngemali thina esiyifumanayo, and I was like le way yokuqashwa le it's not my
abantwana bahamba ngamaLamborghini, abantwana bakhona
when it's like you are getting paid ukuthi ubuye uze Spain kwakhona, like awukhoni uku-investor into i-future yakho other than having to invest kuyo le business yalo mtsheta lo omsebenzelayo. And then from there ngajina still ngabuyele kasi ngafatuza, and then I went ngayofuna iSpain kwakhona la Angas khona ifemenye ngayithola la Angasi banyenzisa i-sales rep ayingaspana la, I think for 1 month. And then after then, that's when ngicala lama podcast, and I was like, now abantu sibeya recognize MK i-demand ngoku says shoot ama podcast every day ndoda. Ngitshela lengamla lekuthi mfethu le mali le yonga yona when I calculate nale investment engiyenza le endlini mfethu kuyala ukuthi mangihlale kayi. So I'm just going to stay for a week, nyenze hand over to whoever ozothatha le position le yaqhubeke ngayo, mina nyasijini ispan yabo. And enganawo ama resources, I was making i 2.5 ngenyanga, and that was because angispani and ngiyadinga leyo ishinyana ukuthi ngithengise nani. But at the end of the day I was like bafethu it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. More especially when you have a dream. When you have a goal, you want to get somewhere in life. But then to whoever that's looking for his partners, I'm discouraged.
I'm not discouraged. Me, I won't talk much and how much I make. Over my blue lights and I figure out. So I'm not making millions, but I make something too decent to live every month.
Yeah.
You know, I was working. But my chief seven. I used to work at the idea better go. You know, every day I'm not paid because my work demands me more. I used to tell them I do more money than the 3.5 I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
I was doing 5 times more than my money. In 2 or 3 days, the salary and then I have to go to work. Now look, I'm living, I'm so consistent, I'm fine. I wouldn't say I discourage people to go look for work, but I was doing 2-3 more times than my salary, depending on the market.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm still an amateur crypto trader. I'm trying there and there to make money, to make ins. My bonus, market in green, I'm happy. I cash in my money before you call it sharp hands.
Okay.
So I won't show my secret to So, and people say why I was money in Zaranjan. So because I wanted to suspense, but we sit online most of the time. You know, stays on the phone in. My own phone me da. Fast. Noma ngu-meeting ngiba distracted.
Usefonini.
Ngisefonini check ama-market ukuthi anjani because I cannot make a loss.
Okay.
So yeah.
When it comes to lento le phone, you know, people still use email as a formal way of communicating, maybe between businesses.
It's still a formal way.
WhatsApp, isn't it now a formal way of
No,
communicating?
if you know the person particular, go put my number straight.
Yeah, okay.
I prefer to introduce via email and
Via
then
email.
I give them my numbers. So if I give you my numbers or him or her, you can text me, but not after office hours. It's family time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Asiringe disk. Kona a team that you are currently managing Goku. It's an academy.
Yeah, we're turning it to an academy. Fun. I zabu. When we're talking about it, this thing is in the finance office. If you want to do a horrible business decision, never. This was solar.
Yeah, mostly the skin.
The skin.
Come by.
Ngishaya kuma-tournament ibhadi lodwa nje alise hayi mfana ngiyaphuma kuma-tournament Hope United sebayazi lapha e-ground bathi wadeliberate
Yo.
cabanga sebasho kanjalo sinikezeni Hope United wonke abathi bafuna wena phela ibhadi lami lacala khathi ngishawo the former guest yakho iGodluza FC.
Yeah.
Hish mfana ayewangisa uGodluza wangishaya trainile ayewangisa wangikhipha ku-tournament February ngithi yazini
ufika nje
no simshayile samkhipha ku-tournament nathi pay revenge.
Okay.
And then we went to play ne Bayern and Bayern beaten us lakhona.
But you've played namateam amakhulu mos.
Bayern. Yeah, and then ngayodlala namaZion on the top 8. Nah, it's an achievement ukudlala namaZion bafethu.
Yeah.
And namaZion disco was frustrated that day. Wangishaya 3-2. Because that was first team.
Okay.
Asintwana lezi ezincane. And yeah, soccer is a journey of Hope United is still paving. We looking to develop talent and is the most important key. We don't care about which we lose how much in it. So the aim is 15 years from now to be on PSL.
Okay.
It's gonna take a lot of sacrifice. Excuse me. It's gonna take a lot of sacrifice. I'm ready for that journey. We're still shaping the administrating of football.
Okay. Yiphi system oyisebenzisile to calculate le 15 years le?
We know we're going to take time to reach. For now, we're still developing. We're in a developmental stage for the next, let's say, 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Let's say 5 years, developmental stage. Play tournaments for the first 2 years. Join league for the 3rd year in the first team. With abantwana abamachita about 19, 20, not to have older person in the team.
Okay. That
will be my first team, preferably. And then play, go win, go to regional, go to the Safa province. You have to divide it into 3. After Safa province, you that provincial one, APC, a province, and then you go to the NTC in First National Division.
Okay.
The Municipal Championship, and then you in PSL. But Nakona is not gonna say 15 years. It might even take less than that. You'll never know.
Yeah.
But if you have a clear vision, 15 years, I travel a lot. I've seen talent. Man, let's not use technologies to scout, guys.
Okay.
There's raw talent out there.
Yeah.
We need scouts to be on the ground. Marinking was Sugar's fail. Last time there was one player of mine was assessed. Failed pants this month because they're not used to the condition of Chan. I won't talk about the politics of football association as a Katlong. I know there's a one Obama Stadium as a hot stage, which needs to develop these kids. I won't mention the name.
Akashiri nabanye
abantu. Ama-league wasefoslo, like look at league yasefoslo kasidlala etshanini. Look yasethokoza sidlala estadium sasethokoza
etshanini.
etshanini. What about Katlehong? That is still a question.
So iligi yasekatlehong idlala kwibhuku.
Kubhuku. And do you think the players will be fully developed by that time?
Yeah.
Is a question.
Yeah. Obviously, as time goes, one of the episodes we are going to have whether the chairman ye Katlehong
Football
Local Football
Association.
Association. Yeah, maybe we will get to
And
hear
how
why
come?
idlalelwa.
Look at just ngiyavutela because I'm passionate about community development.
Yeah.
How come can a league like Katlehong, Kafa, to have 8 teams as senior? Are we competitive enough? Are we attracting people to invest in our football association?
Yeah.
Because there are people who hold in hot stations in the key positions. Dalulapa, give others a good dance and know how to leave the stage. I would prefer to go to Foslos and play. I'm not talking about association, I'm not affiliate now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would love to join. But they must change. Inkinga ye-football administration eka sicabanga ukuthi sayazi kanti closing young kids opportunities. Leagues awaseka dlale etshanini, like we have stadiums. Let the kids know which has in snake stadiums nento so. I'm a facilitator akho masipala, but other people are holding them all stations and banama political wabo, ama politics wabo. You ngithi mina most of the time I don't like to entertain politics, but let's develop. When was the last time kuzodlala ibanyana banyana amajita in our stadium? Huntersfield used to host such back when we were growing up.
Azisenzeki lezo zinto no.
Because there's nothing ephumayo manje. We used to have players from Katlehong to play kumajita. But now, nothing.
So iground elikhulu lase Katlehong we
Huntersfield.
Le kufanele kudlalelwa kuya mali.
Badlala kulo nama-ground am 8-3 futhi last time I checked.
Yeah. Eka government Huntersfield.
Eka government. But there's a lot of politics when I heard.
Yeah. Uyabona i-politics man zizosibulala i-politics. Zizosibulala like seriously. I'm thinking before Boma 1994, I was there. Before Boma 1994, abantu abamnyama were fighting for ukuthi bathathe power vele bazoyinikeza back to us. And we got back their power there. And instead of sharing the power there amongst Tina, still abantu abamnyama choosing to take on roles the apartheid. Mara ke ngoku in a way smart ngalendlela yoba ba corrupt system. We've got the constitution that's very ncane.
But it's not good.
It's
in
not
physical,
good.
In
Yeah.
physicality, every day when you walk in the community, the constitution doesn't reflect that.
Yeah, we are born.
So there's a lot happening. I even said to Davos this other time, I am doing a tournament because I want to develop.
Yeah.
It's not about ukubonakala, but asazi imikhezo ofika shoot, asazi liphi player bazolithatha.
Okay.
The team of ABC who come there. The team of multiple championships who come, ama-scouts wakhona afika ahlala. That's the aim. Manje ngikwazi nje ibhekilanga behost ama-game. Tony Tyro in Tony Games.
Tony Carlos, yes.
Carlos, who's gonna be taking the young boy? Who's gonna be taking? I'm fond of Villagas. What did let's discover them? After Phillips game gave them a platform. Chiefs signed him. We need those kind of things, guys.
So now this goes to tournament organizers. Yeah,
me too. Like now, I'm like, we're organizing a tournament. Like now, under 23, is to develop Barefoot. It's under 23. We call it Hope Senior Games. I even want to increase the money with my personal money, but I want to see Kalama team. Now I affiliate. Hambaganjan. Because even my ward council no more is part and parcel last night. I said grading the ground was not was Sabela first. Time was in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Dolphin ground is ready. Tournament is kickstarting in the next 2 weeks. So 2 to 3 weeks from now, from until August. Top 16. Yeah. Come under 23. That's 30 mile. 20,000 first prize, I think. Second prize 10,000 for now. if I add my personal money from my businesses, I don't know how much it's gonna be. Ngoba nami ngiyayifaka yami team.
Yeah.
Angifuni imali, bathi imali ayifuni ngaphandle. Ngibona ngo-disc kwangisho. Aye.
Angithi mawuzishaya le intwana zibalekela kumagqizayo fast. So inikeza i-opportunity yokubona. Kuyasikiza.
Yeah, so like disco akafuna amazayoni like ngiyabona ayozamile ukuphusha manje kuma winter games. Yeah, but amazayoni got eliminated. So the guy I look up to, no Babu Kudluza.
Yeah.
I took inspiration from them to do something for Ikaslam in Isluma view
Yeah.
because we need to drive the economy. Roma moteng sama kipki, poteng suk amakota to drive because I'm expecting people to come.
Okay.
Because bazu sound wonke umuntu uzoyiground kwenzakalani usifune grounding is because it's the first edition maybe imali nganyuke to 40,000 80,000 you'll never know.
Okay.
Because we're working on it but for now it's 20,000 first prize 20,000 span ne 20,000 and second prize is 10,000 maybe ngathi 25 50 10 foot you'll never know.
Okay.
So Hope Senior Games first edition. Next day I'm looking at least under 23 50,000.
Okay.
That's where it's going.
Yeah.
Under 23 100,000 now. If figured up, izofika.
Yeah, izofika.
With the power I have and connections I have. For now, just we said low. Let them pay for the affiliation. But when a cup, with trophy, new jersey for the finalists.
Yeah.
Those are fun with since the tournament, and then we pay for those things.
Okay.
So the most important thing, Hope Senior Games is in the next 2 to 3 weeks from now. No good is between Ghana, it's between Hope United, the Ofi United is coming in, some team from Davidton, Jimbos was Tembisa. I'm looking Babkuluza hopefully will join. I'm looking at Namaza United joiners in the Activity tournament. Young Chiefs is joining, and Timega Matlati is joining.
Okay.
Like you see, we have a number of teams who are interested. But the day we do it, or maybe it will be our MC. You'll never know.
Yeah, in a while, sikhuluma ngayo le party le ukuthi I'm gonna be an MC. Okay, obviously kumanye ama tournaments engiyakuwo. Ban invitele to come and be MC nzo cover event leyo. And then kumanye ama tournaments I just go there ngana invite because obviously ngipush content and ekumele ngiyifidile at the same time. So I go sometimes ngifike ku tournament ngicela ukushoota maybe ama game I4 and then obviously ngizobathathela ithombe bona zama team mawezodlala because if ever ngiya ku tournament ngishoota ivideo ye full match if ngizicashile ngishoota ivideo ye full match unless ngicashwe tournament organizer to say sifuna ukuthi usikhavele and then these are the things esifuna ukuthi usikhavele zona. Okay, there I do. So
you are the one that was broadcasting the last week game.
Yaka
Tony.
Yes, I was there. Not this weekend. Not the weekend list. We were that other weekend. Yeah, I was there that other weekend. Angikhona ukuzidivide. I want to say this publicly. Angikhona ukuzidivide kuma tournaments I2, I3 ngesikhathi C1. I can only pick with tournament A1 ngesikhathi. And should you want me to visit the tournament yakho, obviously awungicashanga, you just want the MK ukuthi be khona. Ngithumelele on time.
Invitation.
Yeah, send the invitation on time for me to be able to communicate now. Ukuthi no, ngiyakhona ukufika grounding lakho or angikhona ukufika grounding lakho. I've been getting ama texts and ama calls that are
Mina, you must come.
Ukuthi awuzi ukuthi uchoose abantu nanane, and it's not like that bafethu. Anginamoto.
Yes.
Angisebenzi podcast ayingidedeli okwamanje yabo. So if ever ngizoye grounding ngizobheka umjito sekasi uhamba ngetrans endango yakuliphi ground anye ground nelso okay ngicula ukuvana nawe because ngimele ngiyothatha content so ngihamba kanjalo unless mongibiza egrounding lakho uzongiaccommodate ngetransport ngiyazwakala mfethu.
Simple case so close sipale CFO lapha ihlela.
Yeah, so ngicela ningayithathi personal mangafika ngegrounding lakho bafethu especially mangingi-inviteanga awungayithathi personal.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the soccer team. The soccer team is easy. It's not easy, bruh.
Yeah.
Namanje, I was telling my boys, ize nidliwe at our home ground nokwenza hayi phumani nge-semi-final zowanini at least niphakamisile isithunzi sethu. So
Yeah.
that's another thing then ngihlezi ngibatshela yona, but I'm not threatening them. I love my boys, they gym no about 8 sometimes, you know, team nje. And then now I'm gonna be launching a phase under 17. I'll be having under 17 the first team for now.
You're actually venturing into the academy, Mos.
Yeah, I'm venturing into that now.
Yeah,
The aim for academy is GDL
Okay.
in the next 2 years. We still want to get our resources, yonke lento leyo, and get good facilities la abantu abangajimela khona bajwayele.
Okay.
We're still researching on those things as a company, because this thing is run by a company foundation. Because sikahlala ukudiscuss ukuhlulana nakhona kunepolitiki yayo.
Yeah.
There's no company without politics.
Without my politics,
So bazotsho laba bafana badliwa njalo. That's an argument on
keep imali la, imali ayingeni. I know abantu abacomplaina ngendaba yemali ephumayo.
Ephumayo imali ayingeni. So
Yeah.
we have a Hope Family Group, we have the Hope for Africa Foundation.
Yes.
Mamekasho Hope United has everything that it needs. Jersey, soccer, and khona lo thatha ibhola lethu akalibuyisi, but ngeke simmention ngegama.
Okay.
Ngoba sasifuna ukushame abantu. He's a good coach of one soccer team like us.
Yeah.
And isalidinga ibhola lethu.
Eshayadura
Amabhola ayadura, bro. That's why we bought it nge-400.
Yeah.
Imagine. So uthatha ibhola lethu and amabhola wethu wonke yabona. So we're looking at those such things. Uthi si venture kuyona. I'll be joining in League as a first, I think, next season.
Okay.
With the first team. Ne kuthi game time la bafana lawo.
Okay.
Ne under 17. It's either Foslo, under 17 mara ngifune Foslo.
Okay.
And then i-first team izayicompete kahle like asilethu ngeke silahle kahle kuba nama-team awu-8. That's not a competitive league bafethu.
Yeah.
So angeke sibalekele ngaphandle, but other divisions intwana zami ngeke zilale ebhucwini hayi eyincane fanele ngijwayeze. That's where we want to develop and sell players mostly.
Okay.
Because if now I can take players from now ngibayise kwi-team ezodlala ku-professional league eswazini. So a soccer team is something, the development side. We focusing, I couldn't focus on under 17 as a team. And I got inspired. We were playing Slalagu under 21, I got discovered the Kasi games. Then Slalagu una 15. I mean, I know team nganjai. Aim is developing young talent.
Yeah.
It's not about ukwenza la things lezi ukwenza ukuthi abantu badlale bese bayavaya to develop lentwana le yangi-inspire kanaka ngalwa mfana ngalwa with the team lengumthathe kuyo bathi wena uzophula lo mfana wayemdlalisa abantu abadala umfana kagijima for like simkhiphe I think on the 60 minutes. Umfana kagijima lo mfana is only 15 years and then inspired by Nati is the best player. No, sometimes I'm frustrated. He's only 17 years. I'm a playing Kichimanga, and then Katle is 19, who's the best goalkeeper. Mpomudibe, best goalkeeper. Last time when this Bugwa and Namazayon, no Bazenza, it was my sweet what, Sunkoshelo come. Yes, watching my tournament, one time I play Mazayon now. Now I'm fun feel one thing for Kamanga Laz and and yeah, but we're shaping the brand of Hope United. In the next 2 years, they will be talking a different thing. Maybe even later this year.
No, I heard izolo. Ngalento le yokudlalisa ama player kwenye team. Beba commentator over the weekend la ground in Lasepola Park. There were games ebezidlala la. And then kungena team ye Petro, yabo. And then lo mjito commentator ubona ama players we ayena. So akabuzanga ukuthi yini igama le team. Commentator almost 10 minutes aloku ayibiza nge and I'm like kukamani vele, like do people just take ama players?
Yes, they take
from noma yipi team nje perform team, like what are the dangers vele zokuyenza?
There's danger. Me, I went to a tournament this year I will tell you, players that were at our gym were not our players. sithi asicalculated sifika lapho
Yeah.
players are short shorter nangescheme and mangishaya phone that day Bayern ebazibiza ama Red Devils.
Yeah. Yeah.
So bangishaya fonile is not because of incompetence. I think nami ngasiphi isikhathi for the soccer team ngithi I know everything. Coach Maize, I know everything is fine.
Sure.
Nama
Sure.
player I 16, 17, okay, it's fine.
Okay.
So must be another game, bro. You have to fetch player for Slogas. You land the player whoop, land the whoop. But on the first team, number one.
But then how do we then say develop a community when uzothi ungawala eFoslo, ungawala eKatlehong, thola ukuthi uyothatha iplayer laseFoslo ukuthi lizodlalela wena eKatlehong, whereas you are saying you are developing a community.
Hey, you want on tournaments?
Yeah.
Are we developing players? And
Not a community.
No, we're developing an individual, not a community. But during league, we're developing a community.
Yeah.
So league, we're developing a community, but tournament, developing an individual. That maybe it's a Sundowns, but Funa the player, Funa Malin, example.
Okay.
Is what next year I'm venturing to be a accredited agent, or I can see his talent, often in space.
Okay.
So, uma tournament ezinto zabuye ungavuka manje ebusuku kusasa udlale wazi ukuthi udlalela 150,000 uyavuka jo yeSoweto uyavuka yevale ufuna ama player iplayer lichisayo beka bomoda gasi yabo Skepenketule. Those are brands. They are not league affiliated. Our 80 members, they are not league affiliated. They are brands for tournament.
Yeah.
Abo now you're playing team konje lega semagagula ngikhohliwe. Like those are the I'm a brand or I'm a tournament. So we want to be a tournament brand and a league brand. A league brand that will be sustainable as was elector e-bonds. The aim yazi kakhulu into esingakwazi ukuletha i-team la ekukuleni kube ne-team official team la esupportayo ekukuleni wonke ama-team aphelele north. That means the team is Semakhulung Stadium, like your Highlands Park, Tembisa Classic got sold, even Highlands Park got sold. In Ekukuleni we don't have a team that plays in the professional ranks.
Yeah.
What are we doing about that? So the aim is to focus to other chairmen, focus to see when 200,000, 250,000 share it to the players. Let's develop, guys. Let's develop. A team like our AC, our members as I said, Davidton. They need to have a team at Davidton. I think it's high time they go to compete in the league than the tournaments. Yes, you compete in 16, 40, 4 or 5 in a tournament. So we need to compete in a league. Kudlala game out 8. Uzoya ngidlalile. You see, ngiphelele number 1, number 2. Ngathing is the status mafika phambili. There are a lot of businesses who want opportunities. Even the municipality saying no, we don't pay the stadium. We need to have such, Joe.
Okay. So talking about developana, especially develop ama player, how ngawaphi ama methods owasebenzisayo wena ukudevelopa ama player wakho, not just the grounding, but na personal lives zabo eskela, and also motivating them into starting ama businesses or investing kuma businesses that are going to sustain them.
I wouldn't be lying if I said I had such talks now, but I do talk with some individuals. Like I would like to ask them, what are you planning with your future?
Yeah.
Okay, advise where I need to advise. Is it not as much as your job, not as a chairman?
Okay.
At a personal capacity as a brother.
Okay.
Not that we're scared. I enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But as a team, what little more guy? Omuya ke khoda yabona. Uze ukulentayizela and other things. So we, on the personal capacity, I wouldn't say sash kakhulu. I do motivate them to be better people in life.
Okay.
Ngabatshela, if you know ukuthi impilo yakhe ingachinja within 5 minutes, use grounding. Awazi ukuthi ubani use grounding. That's what I always tell them. Baya scout abanye baze kuzo scout maybe team yakho ABC kuthatha yabu yako Mutipe Foundation, Mutipe Championship ikuthathe NFD.
Yeah.
So you'll never know.
Okay. So lastly, what legacy do you hope to leave behind as a leader and a creative force up in Africa?
To be remembered as the best person when Abiza Sabelwa, to remember as one of the greatest leaders that you ever lived, and the one that shaped and which is to leave a more lasting impact. No muntu abona ukuthi angicela ngokwakhathi ma this guy umthintile empilweni. Those are the greatest efforts I want to leave in each and every individual, and to make sure that they live their dreams. If they don't have anything, remember my words. That will be my legacy.
Yeah.
Just start.
Okay.
I wish I can have a t-shirt to say just start.
Just
start. nje.
So a leadership insight is actually designed and created to serve as a workshop for aspiring leaders. That is why we are inviting abantu abafana nani to come and share stories kunye nama insights ku leadership journeys zenu, so that for whoever that's aspiring into taking on leadership, especially kule category or kuyo, ayazi ukuthi masihlangabezana nama challenges, this is how we tackle them, and then life injani nje kuleya leadership layer or kuleya role layer. So when we inviting abantu abafana nani, we are actually giving those people a mirror to say, okay, this is you in the next 3 years, 2 years, 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah, yabona. So Jabulela kakhulu for honoring this invite and for ukuthi join today.
Yeah, in me, I'm always welcome.
Yeah.
And it's good to be felt to be interviewed. Because I used not to take interviews but thank you very much, MK, and thank you very much to everyone. And people should subscribe to your channel.
Please.
Subscribe.
And abanga subscribe kuphela, guys. Engage. Nyabona niya share, niya subscribe, that's a good thing. Mara engage nibuza nama questions, and then so that siyazi ukuthi simosha kuphi and then siyenza right kuphi.
Yeah.
When people are not asking ama questions, you won't even know ukuthi you are still going endlele right.
We want also before I go, we want you to have your 100,000 subscribers by next year this time. So help him, guys, reach 100,000 subscribers. So guys, subscribe. Make sure you support MEK to reach 100,000 followers so that he can get his plug queue and get revenue, the dollars coming from YouTube.
Hey, and in YouTube, guys.
So guys, I saw people living through YouTube.
Yeah.
And please guys, subscribe.
Okay. Ikhona enye into mhlambe sishiya ngaphandle.
Tournament is starting.
Cala
abantu baletha under 23 wabo.
Okay, icala nini?
So icala in 2 to 3 weeks from now lela viki lela, not le viki lela nge5, not lelizayo la ku July until August.
Okay. So far angina any gigs that are engiyakuzo kulo July lo. Yabo? So publicly ngiyazicelela this one ukuthi ngize ngizocover tournament.
Come done.
Yeah.